What is going down, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I seen an article last night, and I read on it, and pretty much the article was saying that Jerick McKinnon is reportedly feeling like he's in the best shape of his life, and in the best shape that he's ever been in. Now, Jerick McKinnon was signed back in 2018. He was signed back in 2018 on a 4-year, $28 million. I believe it was like $28.4 million over 4 years. And I believe that deal has been restructured since then, but that was the initial starting deal. It was the 4-year, $28.5 million deal. He plays his first preseason game against the Dallas Cowboys, and everything's fine. After that game, he goes home. That week, the following week after that Dallas Cowboys preseason game, on the final play of practice, he tears his ACL, taking a cut in OTAs. I believe it was OTA. Maybe it was training camp. It was one of the two. It wasn't training camp because this was when I believe it was just like a practice, honestly. But either way, he was taking a cut, planted his foot, his ACL blew out. And the thing that, when I first initially heard about Jerick McKinnon tearing his ACL, This was almost 2 years ago, so I initially thought that I didn't know what to think because Jerick McKinnon had, a really great season with Minnesota the past 2 years before he signed with the 49ers, and a lot of people were hyped up about him. He was projected to be really, really good in Kyle Shanahan's offense, and he tears his ACL. So after he tears his ACL, obviously, later in that season, Jimmy Garoppolo tears his ACL, and the season just is a nightmare. But last offseason, Jerick McKinnon was projected to come back, get snaps, be in the starting role, and then obviously that got pretty much chalked up because Jerick McKinnon had numerous setbacks during the rehabilitation of his knee. Now, obviously, when you tear your ACL in football, tearing an ACL in the NFL is a pretty common injury. It's a really bad injury, but it's a pretty common injury, considering obviously you're using your legs no matter where you're on the field during football. So I knew, tearing an ACL could be very, very bad if you don't do the right rehab and if you don't take the right steps during the rehab. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Jerick McKinnon didn't take the right steps in the rehab, but something could have happened to where, it could have set him back, and it did, because Jerick McKinnon continued to get set back and set back and set back, and then finally, I remember before, I think, the first week of last season, Jerick McKinnon was already ruled out and put on the IR, and due to his setbacks. So, fast forward a year later, and now Jerick McKinnon feels as if he is in the best shape of his life and ready to come back. Now, obviously, that's bearing any setbacks. So, obviously, it's going to be anybody that's dealing with an injury of that caliber is going to be, not necessarily eager, but kind of eerie to play. So I'm hoping that Jerick McKinnon can kind of finally get back into the offense. He hasn't taken one snap in a regular season game in a 49ers uniform, and he's already on the third year of his contract. Yeah, he's already on the third year of his contract, and he hasn't. This will be the third year, and he hasn't taken a snap in a 49ers uniform in a regular season game. So I'm hoping that McKinnon can finally come back and get into the groove of, things and not have any more setbacks, because losing Matt Breida is kind of I mean, it doesn't necessarily sting in the sense of, I've always thought Raheem Mostert was the better running back between the two. But obviously, Tevin Coleman's in the mix now. So having three running backs like we did last season on our roster, and how strong our run game is, it's going to be crucial for Jerick McKinnon to come back, because if he's not going to play this season, I don't think the 49ers are going to bring him back any longer. There would just be no point in that. But either way, Jerick McKinnon feels as if he is in the best shape of his life, and obviously, bearing any setbacks, he's going to be ready to go for the 2020 season. Like I said, it's just going to depend on if he can take the rehab well and take the right steps to, do it, because, I mean, you hate to see a guy lose out on 2 full seasons because of an ACL tear. So we'll see how it pans out for Jerick McKinnon, but like I said, he feels as if he's in the best shape of his life. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section down below. Yeah, I'm hoping Jerick McKinnon can finally show what he's worth in Shanahan's offense, because he was a stud with the Minnesota Vikings, and if he can carry exactly what he did over, and obviously that may be a lot to ask considering how much issues he's had with the knee, and he's a running back, so I'm hoping that he can finally start taking snaps and be a name in Shanahan's offense. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.